My name's Sammy Mason. I'm an anthropology student at GW with a concentration in international development. This fall will be my third semester. At my undergrad I did at Flagler College in St. Augustine, Florida, where I majored in international studies and history. I haven't had the opportunity to take a course on Southeast Asian history or culture before, so that's one of the reasons I was really interested in taking this course. I really enjoyed some previous work I had done on the Philippines, so I wanted to research an animal there, and I found the carabao, which is the Philippine water buffalo. A bit of background on the carabao. It is a subspecies of the water buffalo. There are two main types of water buffalo, the swamp buffalo and the river buffalo. The carabao is a river buffalo. The term carabao is a Filipino word for water buffalo, and its similarity to the word caribou is just by coincidence. Records indicate that the animal was also referred to as no wang and ano wang. It is believed that the carabao is related to the Malay word carabao. Carabao weigh between 600 and 1,200 pounds. They can be as tall as 4.5 feet and have an average lifespan of 20 years. They are also herbivores as they graze in fields and eat aquatic plants. So, swamp buffalo originated in Southeast Asia and East China. They were domesticated about 4,000 years ago, after which their population began to spread throughout the mainland of Southeast Asia and eventually to the surrounding islands. It was first thought that the carabao arrived in the Philippines from China or Mexico in the 16th century. However, recent archaeological evidence from a coastal site in northern Luzon, Philippines, found bones similar to that of the carabao today. These bones were found in middens dating to at least 500 BCE. Archaeologists are unsure of when exactly the carabao were used for agriculture in the Philippine archipelago. However, bone markings from these carabao indicate they were used for meat, bone marrow, and material goods. The carabao are widely distributed across the Philippines as well as Guam. As of 2003, there are about 3.2 million carabao in the Philippines. They are primarily owned by farmers. Carabao are found in hot, humid climates. They also need access to abundant water sources to cope with the heat and humidity. However, they have developed several behavioral and physical adaptations to cope with the climate in the Philippines. First, in order to cool off from the heat, they are known to submerge their body in swamps. Their horns are designed to wallow or dig holes large enough so they can lay down and have the majority of their body underwater. Their extremely long necks also assist in keeping the majority of their body underwater, as they only have their head above the water to breathe. This is seen in the bottom picture. They also acquire layers of mud to protect themselves from insects and overheating. This is seen in the top picture. Carabao are also known to thrive during flood seasons as they can graze the floodwaters for plants. This also helps farmers as some aquatic plants that the flood brings are harmful to their fields. However, the carabao will eat those plants. There are several uses for the carabao. Before domestication, carabao were primarily hunted for their meat, bone marrow, and also for their use for material goods. Since their hides are more hardened than that of cattle, carabao hides could be used for pre-colonial armor. Their hides could be used as a breastplate on armors. Records from early Spanish explorers as well as early 20th century American military men noted their use of hides in their armor. Additionally, horns from those which are not slaughtered for meat are regularly trimmed and made into polished jewelry, silverware, bowls, and more. Today, the primary use of carabao is agricultural, particularly for rice. For example, of the 3.2 million carabao in the Philippines, 99% are owned by small-scale, low-income farmers. They are used to both plow the soil and harvest the crop. The Philippine government has even included the carabao in its development plans with the creation of the Philippine Carabao Center in 1992. The center is dedicated to establishing more carabao-based enterprises, inventing new technology, and genetically improving carabao to be bigger, stronger, and more nutritious, therefore producing better income for farmers. The center has had several scientific successes. For example, they created the first test tube-born carabao in 2004 and have created a new breed of buffalo that yields 7 times more milk than that of the average dairy carabao. However, Philippine farmers have complained that despite greater yields of milk, prices are still not affordable to the poor. Additionally, few farmers have actually received genetically engineered carabao or the new technology improvements. Therefore, much of this success remains limited to the lab rather than helping the greater population of farmers. Finally, the carabao are also a source of meat, milk, and transportation. Here are some other visuals of carabao uses. This is a bone necklace followed by an armor with breastplates made from the hides of carabao, and an example of using a carabao for transportation purposes. The carabao is regarded as highly symbolic of the Filipino people by exhibiting their strength, industrialism, and work ethic. For example, Boy Scouts in the Philippines wear a carved wooden carabao head choker as a symbol of their own strength and hard work. It is also considered the unofficial national animal of the Philippines. Finally, the carabao represents distinct aspects of Philippine cultural life. There are two festivals for the Carabao. First, the Pulian Festival and the Carabao Racing Festival. At the Pulian Festival, it's held each year in May to pay tribute to the Carabao and their importance to farmers. Farmers showcase their Carabao, take them to church to receive blessings, compete in races, and allow festival guests to paint on the animals. The top picture is a picture of the Carabao Racing Festival, and the bottom picture is at the Pulian Festival. So I also found an interrelation between the Carabao and COVID-19. The Philippine Carabao Center has initiated the distribution of Carabao milk to frontline workers, senior citizens, pregnant women, and children to boost their immune systems. Carabao milk, or also buffalo's milk in general, is higher in protein, fats, carbohydrates, energy, and calcium than that of cow milk and goat's milk. Therefore, they're trying to distribute more Carabao milk to immune compromised people, senior citizens, frontline workers, in order to boost their immune systems against the pandemic. Also, there's reports of farmers offering COVID relief workers free rides on Carabao to deliver essential goods and services. This is able to offset the burden of travel restrictions due to COVID-19. There's less vehicles on the road, as well as traveling down roads that are less accessible by vehicles.